racing in Michigan. Down the backstretch into a headwind as they go into turn 3. Big run there by Kyle Larson. Can he take the lead in 3? Slides up the racetrack and takes it away from Reddick.
What an aggressive move. He caught those two guys side by side, used the draft on the left and went right by them.
Denny Hamlin working to the inside now of that 45, trying to get second away. Little side drafting doesn't work out for Hamlin, but here comes Chase Elliott as Elliott will try to take third away from Hamlin.
You see just how big the draft plays in overall straightaway speed. The 5 had a huge run the lap before. This time it was the 9. Now it's the 9 loses momentum off corner exit. Behind them, 23 and the 45 now side by side. You could see Bubba Wallace getting past Tyler Reddick. Think about a win for Bubba Wallace, what that would do to the playoff standings. Currently above with points, but once you lock him in, that kind of takes away that spot, that opportunity.
Side by side for the lead. Hamlin, and look at the run as those two went side by side. The run of Bubba Wallace blew by them both, and Bubba Wallace has taken the lead here at Michigan.
Very similar to how the 5 of Kyle Larson got the lead on that first lap. In attendance, the man himself, Michael Jordan. He's got to like that. The 23 car takes the lead, smile on the face.
Big smile there as Hamlin now has gotten by the 5 of Larson. Take another look how this happened.
Well, see, again, they're side by side making tons of wake behind them. It just clears the hole, and then Bubba Wallace just sees it. The opportunity just goes right by both of them.
We talk a lot about drafting and the draft here in Michigan. It's closed the gap now with the 5. He was able to gain some racetrack position as the 11 and the 23 continue to fight for that lead, and the 11 goes around. The 11 slid into the wall and then into the grass he goes. Caution comes out.
Now, that's the other side of that wake we've been talking about, Steve. As he got close to him, he lost the downforce and around he went. Works straight down the straightaway, works against you in the corners. Here he is, watch Denny. Got good forward momentum, making a big gain, wide open in the gas, slides up behind, and as soon as he does, he loses downforce and around it goes.
Didn't look like he actually tagged the wall. He tried to keep it off of it.
Right there, he's in trouble. Saw the fire come out of the exhaust pipe? That's him lifting off of the throttle.
Yeah, when you get right behind that 23 but still have wheel in it, the air shuts off to the diffuser underneath the back of the car. Instant aero shift. Downforce comes off the back, sometimes even adds to the front, makes the car turn.
We're seeing Blaney and Byron. They will be restarting up front, and the reason for them staying out, are they looking for that playoff point?
I really think that's what it is, Rick. I know there's a bunch of points battles making the playoffs, regular season points, a lot of different things, but the guarantee is win the stage and it's a playoff point. We have seen cars not advance out of rounds in the playoffs by 1 point. So every playoff point you can accumulate makes that path easier.
And one more lap to go in stage 1.
And look at this chaos back in the middle of the pack. 3 wide. Look at Truex on the outside. Made a big lunge at Bowman.
He's got Tyler Reddick behind him. And those two working together, it looked like they were going to make some big improvements, but Bowman had to check up. As Blaney will come out of turn 4, and a comfortable lead over Chase Elliott will give him the stage win. Third stage win already of 2024 for Blaney, and Bowman goes all the way down to the apron.
So did Bowman get that spot? It was really close at scoring that he didn't. But that mattered to Chastain because Chastain finished 9th there. That's a point.
Rick, the weather's changed. It is dry, but it is windy. Big tailwind down the front stretch. It'll be interesting to see how they adapt.
It'll be 55 laps complete when they get to the line, and 65 to go in stage 2. It's underway from Michigan. Right away, we see the 22 of Logano jump out of line, get down to the bottom of the racetrack, making it 3 wide going into turn 1.
How about 4 wide there about the 4th row?
Briscoe in that blue and white car on the outside. He made it 3 wide in the middle of the corner. Big gain for him.
Getting a shove from the 5 of Kyle Larson.
Oh, Chastain to the left rear. Now the 20 of Bell to the outside of Larson.
He's got him on either side, and Larson's going the wrong direction. Chase Elliott out in front here at Michigan.
He's unable to clear him. Fortunately for him, Bubba Wallace pulled in line behind him. He'll have another run. Look how quick the runs come.
Can he complete it this time? He drifts up in front of Elliott, and he does take the lead. 19 seasons, 19 years, Kyle Busch has won a race. This is the only one that's standing in his way to keeping that streak alive.
And now this is not a Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta rules package. They do not have reduced horsepower. They do not have high drag. Just the overall speed of this racetrack is allowing this kind of draft to dominate. You see it needing help down the straightaways.
Martin Truex Jr. has gotten to the back bumper of the 9. Let's see if he goes to the outside. He'll try to take second away from Elliott. He does it through turn 2 on the outside. And now we'll see if Martin Truex Jr. has anything for Kyle Busch.
Yeah, even yesterday, Truex liked the outside of the racetrack. Now going to the bottom.
3 champions of the sport fighting for the lead here at Michigan. And Martin's going to have it as they go into turn number 1. Here comes Chase Elliott.
And how about that speed on the 9? 205 miles an hour at the end of the front straightaway. The draft, the tailwind, that is rolling.
Look at the 24 of William Byron go from 25th all the way up to 7th. He's worked his way through a labyrinth of cars to get up to this position. I talked to him. Whoa, that was close right there off the bumper of Ross Chastain. He said the car was a little bit tight early, but they adjusted on it, and they adjusted on it very well.
Is the 5 of Kyle Larson. He is going to be exiting turn 4, start finish line now, heading into turn 1. I think he's going to go by the 19. You see 19 left side of Kyle Larson. There you go. 19 was the leader of the race. Pre-stops, Kyle Larson over 3 seconds back. Between pit stop, fresher tires, traffic, a lot goes into the recipe. The result, Larson now in front of the 19 on the racetrack.
Caution is back out at Michigan, and this time it was from 3 different issues. So tire issues for, we saw Gilliland, the 22 of Logano, and then also Allmendinger.
Yeah, it was crazy because it all happened at once. Right rear tires, it looks like on all 3 of them.
Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, incredible job saving that race car. Where that tire started to have its issue, he was still in the corner. Really good job. It's a good thing it didn't happen 2 seconds before because he wouldn't have been able to. Then the 16, that thing blows on the straight.
Yep.
All the tires went down after he was sliding it.
So remember, the concept of lower air pressure. So at short tracks, we have different conversations, right? You get the tires really close to flat because they grip better as you run. At these higher speed race tracks, the travel of the car is limited by rules.
Pushes him out and trying to close the gap on Chastain and Busch, who rocketed on this restart. Oh, and around goes to 5.
Big
Kyle Larson involved in this one, as well as the 14 of Briscoe. Multiple cars. You see Buescher, last year's winner, in the grass.
Buescher's one of those guys. He's racing to try to get in the playoffs.
A lot of damage.
Does he have?
Look at the damage to the 5 of Larson. Christopher Bell, Gilliland also involved in this. You mentioned those points. Buescher fighting to get into the playoffs.
Doesn't look bad. Of course, we can't see the other side. The nose has some damage for sure.
And then something happens down here. I'm not sure if he just gets loose up the racetrack. The 15 slow in front of him. Oh, the 5 just gets loose by himself, spins out, and as he comes up, he really collects. I think that's a 23. We didn't see that originally, but that's a pretty heavy damage to the front of the 23. Another car, Jeff, who is in this bubble conversation.
Yeah, nothing he can do. Larson's just on the slide right now. Now he's in the gas trying to keep from hitting the wall. Bubba Wallace trying to avoid him. Contact. Gilliland comes in hard.
Yeah, Gilliland had gotten sideways too on the lower part of the track, got into the 20 of Bell, it looked like.
Logano had already had issues. He was racing to try to be the first car lap down.
But this just, so there's no argument about Kyle Larson's skill level. The guy, you know, people make the statement that he's perhaps the best to drive a race car, right, with everything we see him do. And then you take a race car that could run up front with great raw speed, and you put him in these air situations, and his car spins out. Jeff, that's the wrinkle that you and I didn't really experience. Well, most of our points racing was just a math equation. This kind of win in advance changes the finish line or changes the line you're shooting for.
As we see Gibbs is caught up to Byron, let's see what Ty Gibbs can do with this second place.
Ty, one of those drivers, we talk a lot about trying to make the playoffs on points. He's thinking, if I win a race, the stress is gone heading to Daytona next week.
Car length, the gap between the top two. Gibbs peeked to the inside to get a little clean air. Corey LaJoie bringing out the caution. He was just upside down. Rolled back over onto his tires once he hit the grass. Great sign right there when you see the window net come down. But oh, what a wild ride Corey LaJoie just had.
Going by Noah. A little bit of contact on with the right front fender. Car turned sideways and just flipped in the air. That is, quite honestly, that's just not acceptable. There's no way that a car, when it turns like that, should get up in the air that easily. There has been millions of dollars and hours of time spent to prevent that from happening. That's going to catch everybody by surprise.
And you see right there, slide, that gives you a great view of the whole underbody we talk about, the underwing, everything that people talk about for damage. And then here it catches the grass and a couple pretty violent tumbles. I mean, you said it, Rick, 3,000 pounds. It looks like a Matchbox car just tumbling through the grass. Let's watch it again, Jeff.
This
he
is
has
earlier.
a big run.
This was earlier. So this was,
before.
they were racing, this was the lap before. And, you know, obviously drivers upset at each other. But, you know, right here, I just feel like, yeah, he's just turning, right? And I can't tell from this shot if Noah comes down or not, but either way, this car to get in the air like that is shocking.
And Steve, you've shown us over and over when those flaps open up, that's supposed to help keep these cars on the ground. We saw the flaps open up there, but that thing immediately got upside down.
Not normal.
Well, yeah, not normal. I was trying to find a way to describe it. Not normal is a nice way. I mean, and as fans, I'm a race fan. It just amazes me what these drivers are willing to do as the 9 continues to lead the 6 and the 24. A little bit of a split. Remember, some cars pitted, some cars didn't. The first car off pit road, the one of Chastain back at 8th.
Reddick able to get beside the 9. And now a little side drafting down the back stretch. Again, that's for the lead. Reddick clears him. We'll see if he drifts up the racetrack, but Tyler Reddick now out in front of the field here at Michigan.
I guess pitting.
Brad trying to come behind him. What a job. If Brad got the pit road speed, he had to make up 15 car lengths. I just think he's going to be overtaken on the backstretch. He's slipping and sliding on the apron, trying to get that power down, Jeff.
He knows they're coming. He's going to be looking in the mirror. I think he's got it. It's going to be a potential block into turn 3, but he's going to drive into turn 3 wide open in the throttle. He does not have to lift because he doesn't have the pace. It's going to equal out right here. It's going to start to equal out. Now the question is, are 2 tires good enough to keep this lead?
Yeah, host of our leads, the 99 of Suarez has pitted. Stenhouse, Burton, Priest, Jones, to your point, Rick, must pit. They're hoping for a yellow. Remember, they're leading the race at yellow. They'll be able to pit and not lose that lap, improve their position.
So Tyler Reddick's been running a little bit higher than Kyle Busch. This time he goes to the bottom. Can he clear him right here? I don't think he's going to clear him. Kyle Busch is going to get right to his right side. No, he does clear him. No, he doesn't.
Nope, not yet.
All right, so Kyle Busch, he's got to carry enough speed here to keep Reddick from sliding him. Reddick's going to drive in the corner deep, go up the racetrack. Kyle Busch going to try to turn underneath him. He just does not have enough car to do it.
Not enough car, not enough tire. Remember that 8 is on 2 tires. That was the only call to even be in this position. I loved the call. Yeah.
You know, Toyota's come in and just done a great job at Joe Gibbs Racing. A great partner to this team as well. Whoa, we got a problem.
The 19 slow, off turn 4. I can't tell if it's a tire.
Caution has come out. There'll be a restart.
He got up in the wall. He seems to be back up to speed.
An amazing car all weekend.
Yeah, that just looks like to me he got loose. We've seen that a lot today. He chased it up the racetrack and ran out of racetrack. Big hit to the right rear. Not sure that car is not damaged.
Yeah, I think the right rear toe link has got to have damage. The right rear tail.
Door to door as they're going to enter turn 1. Now a surge out of the 24. A great push from Keselowski. Keselowski goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Reddick on the outside once again. Reddick with momentum going down the backstretch, and look at him fan out behind him.
Whoa!
And around goes the 1. Ross Chastain spins into the inside wall. Caution comes out.
I don't think he ever hit.
No, he never did hit the inside wall. He's still on the gas.
Trying to make sure he doesn't get stuck in that wet grass.
Did you hit anything?
Look at this. He is just behind on the steering, could never get caught back up.
And that car tried to lift and actually set back down, which is what we'd love to see with cars spinning. Now we have to see how the field is going to line up. Remember, they'll basically go to the last loop line that all the cars...
When the caution came out. And I'm looking at this, and the 24 may have been in front.
Well, it's electronic. It's not cameras at this point because it's not the finish of the race. So 24. We'll see. All right, so the 24 is now the leader of the race, so which meant he led at the last loop they crossed while they were still under green.
And now Gibbs, a big shove as the 6 checked up. That pulled a lot of them back. Reddick out in front. Gibbs trying to clear for second. He's not going to be able to get by Byron as they go down the backstretch.
I don't know how he didn't wreck right there when the 6 checked up.
Reddick out front. Byron, he's going to look to the outside. 3 car lengths separate the top 2 as they go through 2. Slow on the racetrack, the 9 and the 12. They're backing up. Up front, 1 more set of turns. Reddick with a 3 car length advantage now. Pulling away as he comes out of 4. Tyler Reddick is going to win again. This time it's in Michigan.
Hell yeah, Tyler. You are the man. How about that for improving some Michigan stats?
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.